Yay! It's another recording with our Practical Inspiration Business Book Award finalists. I've got to find a way of saying that trips off the tongue more easily. But meet the author. And today's author is Beth Stallwood, who I'm so excited to introduce you to. Before I come to you, Beth, I'm just going to very quickly, for anybody for whom this is the first one they've seen, just explain what's going on. Practical Inspiration Publishing has 18 titles shortlisted for the Business Book Awards this year. So we thought it would be a really fun thing for me to just not interview exactly, but just have a quick conversation, a live conversation with each of the authors of those books and find out a little bit more about it. And if you like what you hear today, and you will, I can tell you that right now, Beth's book and all of the books that are shortlisted are available on the Kindle store for 99p or 99 cents until the actual finalist event in September. So you be the judge, have a read, see what you think. Right, should we do this, Beth?
Let's do it. I've also got a name for you if you could call it for short. I've just thought of one. The BBAFs.
The BBAFs.
Business Book Award finalist. BBAFs.
BBAFs. I quite like that.
There you go.
I can work that in.
No one will know what it means, but it sounds fun.
Beth is the author of this baby, WorkJoy, a toolkit for a better working life. I've learned so much from this book. So Beth, let's start by asking you, why did you write the book?
Oh, gosh, there are so many reasons, but the basic reason is for 20 or so years, I've worked in organizations, working on things like culture, coaching individuals, helping leadership to be better in organizations. And I just kept coming back to this thing that a lot of people at work are a bit miserable. Like they're not happy about stuff. And I think happy is probably a bit too far. So many things happen in our lives that at work being happy might not be realistic. But actually, my big thing is we don't actually have to be miserable about our work.
And you've got the lovely phrase work gloom.
That time. Yes, the work gloom.
Don't need to have work gloom.
We don't need to have as much work gloom as we have. I'm also not about this whole idea of the toxic positive. We just have to pretend everything's okay. There will be times that are hard. There will be times when we get the work gloom. There will be things that even if we have an almost perfect job in the stuff we all like doing, we're probably only going to get about 80% joy. But a lot of people are running on a significantly less amount of joy than that. And we spend a third of our lives working. And I just think, let's find a way. And there are lots of very practical ways that we can do stuff that we can own that requires no other people involved in it to make our working lives just a little bit better every day. So that's why I wrote it, to stop the gloom.
Yeah, love it. And why does that matter? I mean, I guess zoom out, give us a bigger picture here.
Bigger picture wise, we are working more than we've ever worked before. Work in its kind of context has changed for a lot of people. A lot of people are working from home. Those boundaries between work and life are very much blurred now. And our work doesn't exist in a separate bit to our life. It's part of what we do. And those boundaries, like from work to life and life to work, really don't have so much separation anymore. So if we are miserable in our work, we are probably going to be a bit more miserable in our home life and vice versa. So a third of our lives at work, doing work, thinking about work, probably even more than a third of it. I think it matters because when we feel more joy in what we do, we're better engaged, we perform better, we're able to have more understanding of what we do, we're able to work better with other humans. And I don't know many jobs that don't require working well with other people. So it just makes us better at what we do. And we stop being quite so miserable for everything else that we get on with as well. So there's so many reasons, but I think this idea that we have to be miserable, there's all those memes, aren't there? Like, oh, we just have to get through hump day Wednesday. It's like, but what about if we actually enjoyed Wednesday? What would that feel like? And it's totally possible. I think that's the other thing. It's not unrealistic.
And that one of the things that really struck me about the book, and one of the things I love about the book, and why I'm really proud that we published it, is it's got that kind of multi-layered application, hasn't it? Yes, it's great if you can make a person a happier human. I mean, that in itself is you're winning, aren't you? You will also make their partner and children or whatever, happier people because they'll be less grumpy at home. But it's also so good for the organization because then you've got more engagement and you've got more creative work because we aren't very creative when we're gloomy. We're much more creative when we're joyful. And it just kind of works at every level. And if you, as you say, if you could be happy at work rather than miserable, why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah. Exactly. And I think there's so many different layers it can apply to. But the first layer, the most important layer, is how do you actually feel about yourself? And if you're able to feel better in yourself, you are better able to do interesting stuff. You're better able to learn new things. You're better able to make good decisions about whether you should stay in that organization or leave that organization. You'll just feel more able to do the stuff that you want to do. You feel more hopeful, and you're able to make decisions not based on how do I escape this situation, but how do I go towards something that I actually want, rather than jumping from one bad situation to another. So long-term, short-term, in the moment, over a whole career, it can help you with all of those different areas.
And I should say, we're keeping it quite general here, obviously, because we haven't got very much time, but it's actually super practical. It isn't just talking about generalities. It's like, and this is what you can do. Brilliant.
Yeah. And it's to get into it and do these things and try them out and experiment and see which things work for you, because the combination will be slightly different for everybody.
Yeah, and you call it a toolkit for a better working life. That's exactly what it is, isn't it? Loads of tools. Brilliant. Yeah. What I really want to know, Beth, is how you reacted when you found out that you've been shortlisted.
So I was at the event, the shortlisting event, because I was like, oh, this sounds like fun. So I went along and saw lots of other authors. It was lovely because so many of our practical inspiration authors were there who I've only ever met in the digital space. So I got to like have real life hugs and stuff. And then in my category, in the work life category, my book was the last one to be read out. So I was like excited and nervous, like in that kind of ooh zone. I was thinking, hang on a minute, they've already read quite a few books out. Is this gonna happen? Is this not gonna happen?
There are fewer and fewer places left.
I mean, obviously you call a book like with a W and it was like in alphabetical order, I think, and it's like, oh, okay, I get it right at the end. So I was really excited. I did like a proper like excited selfie, and I think it's really exciting because I think the message spreads a bit wider, maybe get it in the hands of more people. I'm on this big mission, not just in the book, but in everything I do, to kind of bring more joy into workplaces, into the work that we do. And it's great to have it up there with all the other wonderful authors from Pip and beyond, and to think about how it might reach more people this way. I think that's what I'm most excited about.
Yeah, brilliant. And I really hope it does. And as I say, if you are listening to this, you're going, oh, sounds really interesting. Might be worth my time and energy. Yeah, it is. And you can get it for 99p to reassure yourself of that fact. Just do it. It's brilliant. Fantastic. Well, Beth, keeping everything crossed for September for you and all our authors. It's really exciting. But thank you so much for talking to us today. It's brilliant to find out a little bit more about the kind of the thinking behind the book.
Thank you for having me. It's been great to chat.
See you soon.